Ready? The next best thing to a gavel. District Clerk, can you please call the meeting to order? Ooh, just loud.
Thanks for the reminder. Good evening, Westbury family. Welcome to the Board of Education Planning and Action meeting. Today is May the 14th. Trustee Pedro Quintanilla.
Present.
Trustee Rodney Keynes.
Present.
Trustee Dr. Ples Dickerson.
Present.
Board President Robert Triano Jr.
Present.
Mr. President, we have a quorum.
So I want to apologize for blowing everybody's eardrums. We have a new speaker system, we have a new, much-needed speaker system, but I have to get used to modulating my voice. So is that too loud? No. You can't even hear me, right? You don't know what I'm saying. No. So it's not too loud. Great. So the meeting has been convened and called to order, and Vice President Ewing will not be here tonight. Can I ask everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silent meditation? Can I have a motion, please, to approve the minutes of April 3rd, that's item 1C, April 16th, item 1D, April 23rd, item 1E. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Keynes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Quintanilla. It's been moved and seconded. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dickerson.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. We're going to move now to the reports and presentations section of the agenda, but I just want to say it's so nice to see this sea of green out in front of us. Although, actually, now that we have green seating, it's really hard to see your green, lovely green shirts. It's great to see so many of our staff here and even community members. So welcome. Dr. Chase? You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is wonderful to see our teachers who've worked really hard all day and to be here at a board meeting this evening. We thank you for your support, and also to our administrators who also worked very hard all day, and to see you all at board meetings. I am hoping to see you all at this level, in this capacity at future board meetings. So tonight we're going to celebrate our scholars, and we're also going to acknowledge a fantastic partnership that we have with Energia. Many of you know who come to the high school, you've seen our parking lot, and you see these solar panels in our parking lot, right? The solar panels are designed so that we could provide more energy efficient structures in our school district, which will result in cost savings in the coming years. But one of the things about Energia, who is working with us, is that not only are they providing this wonderful opportunity for us to be fantastic stewards of taxpayers' dollars, but they've also committed to working with our scholars, to provide them with an opportunity to learn more about STEM. And as you know, we are a school district that's heavily focused in the STEM. I'll be speaking about that a little bit later on in the superintendent's report. So we have a representative with us from Energia and two of our fantastic scholars. And scholars, guess what? You have a sea of educators in the room who are here to see you. So I'm going to pass the mic over to our representative from Energia, if you just want to introduce what we're doing and why we're here, and then scholars, take it away.
Great. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming out. So my name is Charles Russo. I work for 40 years, and I was asked at one time if I wanted to do all sorts of interim work. I said, absolutely not. What I want to do is work with kids. And one of the things that we realize is that we do these energy efficiency projects, but yet we never involve students. So here we go. We put a program together, and with your superintendent, who was good enough to allow us in the building, we've worked with Dr. Crosley, with Danielle and Nyla, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about what they did over the last several weeks. I hope you appreciate it and enjoy it, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Nyla Dalius.
My name is Danielle Dalius.
We are currently in our junior year at Westbury High School. Over the past 3 weeks, our classmates in the CCLC STEM program have been working hard in our collaboration with Energia. We discussed changes made to our school as well as money and energy we have saved.
STEM is an innovative program led by Dr. Crosley, which resonates with me personally because I chose my career path to be an industrial engineer.
Now we will be introducing the students who have been in this program working on this project. The slideshow has been.
Shayna Dalius, Asia Bogle, Jordan Chester, Stalia Edward, Kayla Quinn, Janiyah Taylor Castro, Jaden Griddith, Jaden Corellis, Melina Adams, and Destiny Torres.
Ladies, I hate to do that, but, oh, we're working on this, right, the technology? So, ladies, here's future engineers, right? Future engineer? So, educators, you know that if you're going to be an engineer, you identify a problem and you solve it. There we go. There we go. There we go.
During our first session, we had a chance to play some trivia. We have a few trivia questions for the board and all attending.
Uh-oh.
Oh, click it again, by the way. Oh. Okay. Okay, just wait.
The energy project will be saving the school district 2,254,698 kilowatts annually, which equates to 9,473,449 metric tons of CO2 avoided annually.
How many of these cell phones would have to be charged to equal the same CO2 savings produced by the energy project? If you chose C, you are correct. 103 103,983,529 cell phones.
How many homes in Westbury could be heated for a year to produce the equivalent CO2 savings as our project?
If you chose B, you are correct. 205 homes. As you can see by the last two slides and this slide, the project is positively impacting reducing CO2 emissions.
Module 1 was building background knowledge. We learned about the program, how it worked, how it saved our community money, and how it helped the environment.
Module 2, in-house field trip. Students toured their school facility investigating the energy conservation measures and equipment involved in the project. Estimated 120 minutes. Aided by a school custodian, by the way. During Module 3, we did a mock calculation to figure out how the savings were achieved by estimating the number of light bulbs in the high school and then calculating the savings by converting to LED lighting. We also calculated how much energy the solar panels produced. During Module 4, we put it all together and worked on this presentation. Now here are some photos from our in-house field trip. An engineer from Energia came to our school and took our group to the boiler room. He explained how the changes that were made would save energy. Also, as you know, we have students who want to be engineers, so they have asked questions about engineering and how to study in college and what are the steps to go towards that.
We went outside to discuss the solar panels, such as how they worked, how they produce energy, and how that energy helped offset the school district's costs and helps the environment.
We also went into the auditorium where we learned how special sensors were installed to control the heating and lighting that reduce the amount of electricity and heat that are needed for large spaces.
During Module 3, we estimated the savings from solar panels and lighting to calculate the dollar amounts that each project generated. We walked throughout the building and took an estimate of the solar panels and the lighting throughout the school. We estimated we did not count every light bulb or panel.
First off, we would like to thank Dr. Crosley and Ms. Muller for organizing the program. We also want to thank the school board and the administration for bringing this project to the school district as a way to support the environment and to save our parents' tax money.
You guys can do better than that. For these young ladies, come on. While you all hear educators, administrators, teachers, whether you're from the elementary school, middle school, just know that these young ladies are a product of all of us and the hard work that we put into these kids. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of Energia for delivering on a promise to the school district. When we have industry partners who work with us to help elevate our scholars and to provide them with real-world experiences, that is what education is all about. So let me just thank you for delivering on the promise, for guiding these young ladies and all of the scholars who participated. And I saw Ms. Crosley somewhere, who was also a wonderful mentor, and I just want to make sure that she is acknowledged for her hard work, and we thank her. Mr. Keynes?
Sure. A lot of times, people in the community often think that my position on the board is like a paid position. It's like, oh, that's what you do, that's what you do. But most people don't know that that is what I do. So I'm a mechanical engineer, and I know we often encourage our staff and community members that when they see things in their home districts, if they don't live in Westbury, to bring them to it. This was an initiative that, I've worked with Energia on projects for Island Park School District, Comswag School District, Riverhead School District. So in Westbury's case, Honeywell was the engineer and Energia managed the project. And I work for Noresco, which is a similar energy services company, and we're like Honeywell. And so that was something that I brought and thought about over 2010 was when I first ran for the school board. And so it's good to see that the things that I'm seeing every day in my career, that I now see it at home. And, one of the big things we stressed as a board was that the educational curriculum piece be added to the RFP. So every company that bid on this project had to bid on a curriculum piece, because now we have a living lab. Our boiler rooms, our parking lots are a living lab that we can now show students for years to come about a career path, that they may not have been introduced to had we not had it here. So I'm extremely happy and excited. I know Dr. Chase and I joke all the time because, when I look at the panels, I just see money. I'm like, that's money, that's money. And so we often talk, but great job, Energia, great job to our scholars. This really warms my heart to see it actually come to fruition for us. Thanks.
Thank you. And so to these two young ladies, let me just say, please, please pursue your dream. If you want to be an engineer, you're going to be an engineer. Study hard, go to school, do not be discouraged. We need more engineers. We need female engineers. We need females of color who are engineers. And so please continue, pursue that. My daughter is an engineer major. I think you guys met my daughter. No, you did. You met my daughter. She was not always a fan of math. And in fact, she used to be in a fetal position crying before a math test. She's in college, crushing it now, because she's pursuing what it is that she wants to do, and she's going to be fabulous at it. You are going to be amazing, and you are going to be the game changers that we need. So I appreciate you. Keep your head up. Keep doing what you're doing, and I cannot wait to see what you are to become. And come back and help us to save more taxpayer dollars, too. Okay? All right. Not watching. We do. We have awards. We have some beautiful scholars we need to acknowledge, but I also want to acknowledge school board members. So our school board is heavily involved in the New York State School Boards Association, and through that, they also participate in training. Most of us in this room, I know that there are seasoned people in this room. We're constantly going to training, we're constantly learning, we're constantly crafting our skill set. And so our school board, they do the same thing. They may be seasoned, but they're constantly crafting their skill set. So I'd like to offer congratulations to Vice President Floyd Ewing on earning a Level 2 Lifetime Achievement Award, and to NYSBA Board Excellence Recognition Program. This program is designed to acknowledge school board members who strive continually to expand their governance knowledge and skills. So congratulations to our school board trustees. Mr. Keynes. And Mr. Ewing, I know you might be watching. Just know that this award is for you, and we'll make sure that you get it by tomorrow.
If I can just interrupt for a second, this might be an appropriate time for me to also acknowledge, although I don't have a nice certificate to give her, and she's not here, but this might be an appropriate time for me to acknowledge Connie Locascio. Some of you are new to relatively new to the district, but Connie, she's lived in Westbury for 56 years. Before she was a school board member, she was the executive director of the Westbury Chamber of Commerce. She's given her life to the Westbury community. After serving on the school board for 10 years, which she did without complaint, and as Rodney mentioned, we do this without being paid. Connie never felt it was a burden to represent her community on the school board. But after that, she went and helped found the Westbury BID, and then she helped found the Westbury Arts Council. I want to make mention of Connie because of her service to the entire community and because she is a friend of mine, but also to just wish her well and farewell as she takes off for a new life in Florida starting tomorrow. So please, if you will, you've been so great tonight, please give her recognition. And we will miss her. Thank you.
So
This next presentation actually has two parts. One part is to acknowledge one of our athletic teams, and it's to acknowledge members of the athletic teams, which is the Westbury varsity girls team for badminton. Before I do that, I want to call up head coach Patty Muller. I saw her. There she is. So as Ms. Muller makes her way down, let me just start with the first part of this presentation. Last weekend, we held our first STEAM Up Fest. And about a year ago, Ms. Muller and I met in my office, and we talked about the status of our STEAM programs here at Westbury School District. With the establishment of our science specialists and expanding it to Dryden Street School and all the other work that we're doing, Ms. Muller talked about making sure that all scholars in our school district have access to STEM. We talked about doing something different, and that's having a STEM Fest, a STEM fair. I gave Ms. Muller that charge, and she exceeded my expectations. She ran with it. Ms. Muller did a phenomenal job at putting a team together to orchestrate what I believe was a fantastic event where our scholars had a chance to interact and do hands-on science experiments. You name it, it was there. Bringing in our industry partners and allowing them to interact with our community, with our scholars. To those who were inquisitive, those who were curious, to spark curiosity. Everything and anything that needed to be a part of a STEAM science fair was there. And it was so well done that News 12 covered it not once, not twice, but 3 times in 3 different ways. So before I get to what Ms. Muller does in terms of coaching, I just want to give her the largest shout out that anyone can get for a job well done in putting our STEAM Up Fest together. Can you join me in doing that, please? I probably embarrassed her. She doesn't like limelight, and it's not limelight, but give people their flowers while they can smell it and give them their just due. She did a fabulous job. She also did a fabulous job at coaching our girls' varsity badminton team. And as a result, there are scholars who are deemed as scholar athletes. And today, I'm very pleased and honored to present the Scholar Athlete Team Awards. So I am going to ask our athletic director, Dori Kapsis, if you can please come forward to help acknowledge our scholar athletes. Do not sit down, Ms. Muller.
I would first like to say thank you, of course, to my girls. We will get to the Scholar Athlete Award in 1 second. But I'd like to thank the entire Westbury community. I haven't seen our staff come together. Who I asked for help from to get this event together was truly amazing. It truly showed how we are one Westbury. No matter what I needed, when I needed it, everybody was there to help. We had people who helped me at night, helped me in the morning, helped me during the day, helped me on the weekends. But everybody was willing to really put a hand into it and not asking for a thing in return. So I cannot thank and I'm not going to name names just because I don't want to leave anybody out. There were so many hands in this. But thank you so much to everybody who contributed, who helped, who offered their help to make it the big success that it was. We had hundreds of community members come to this event. And the enthusiasm that these children and even adults we had participants of all ages having a great time making slime, flying a drone. There was a line for the planetarium. It was a lot of fun, and it was a really great event. So thank you for everybody's help. And no matter when I called for you, you guys were there to help. So I can't thank you enough. So thank you for that.
Good evening. So the varsity girls badminton team, they won the New York State Scholar Athlete Team Award, which means this group of girls, young ladies that we're going to recognize, had a 90 or above grade point average during their season, which is quite an accomplishment. I'm going to let Coach Muller read out the names, and girls, please come up. And we have a gold enamel pin from the New York State Public High School Athletic Association for you. And we will also be placing a New York State Public High School certificate with the badminton team, scholar athlete teams, so you will be there as well.
For the badminton team, we had a wonderful season. It's an often difficult season as a spring coach, but also as spring scholar athletes. And the reason for that is we're faced with state exam preparation as well as the AP exams. Right during our season, during our matches, we have AP exam prep, which are trying to figure out how they're going to balance their homework, their studying, their sports time, as well as the time that they spend in school. And this team was absolutely phenomenal. They communicated with me at every time if they had to come late, if they had to just miss a practice because they had AP tutorials. And the motto on the team is academics always come first. So I want them to prepare, I want them to succeed academically, and then succeed athletically. And they have done a beautiful job in doing so with a fantastic record this year of 7-7. And badminton's not an easy sport. For those of you who have heard me talk about it before, it is not beach badminton. We don't play in the backyard hitting it back and forth and, ooh, we made it over the net. It is very competitive. If you've come to see any of our matches, you will see that it's a very, very fast-paced sport, and the girls have to be quick on their feet. But they don't just have to be athletic. They have to be smart as well. It takes a lot of skill, but it takes a lot of strategy to succeed in the match. And all of them have done a beautiful job from the first day. They have grown as athletes, but grown as strategists too in the game. And they mentor each other. We had a large team of 34 players this year. 34 girls came out for the team and played. And we had 9th graders all the way through seniors. The seniors mentor the 11th graders, that mentor the 10th graders, mentor the 9th graders, and they are one massive family. And I couldn't be New York State Scholar Athlete Award. But there are individuals who are recognized as scholar athletes as well. So I'm going to read those names off at this time. So if I say your name, please come up to receive your award. Linda Liu. Ashley Garcia. Dalen Hidalgo. Tia Malloy. And even though some of our young ladies couldn't be here tonight, again, they're studying for their AP exams, I will still say their names. Chantal Ibarra Cruz. Erica Alvarado. Estefany Portillo Rivera. Natalie Quezada Mendia. Evelyn Villa Jaden. Betsy Duran. Arij Nawaz. Chiquinkira Guevara. And last but not least, Allison Galindo Sanchez. Congratulations, lady, on a job well done.
Well, I have a superintendent. Right, that's it. Okay. Thank you all. Let's give it up one more time for our scholar athletes. And while we are speaking about athletes, I just would like to acknowledge our boys varsity baseball team. And for those of you who do not know why we are wooing and clapping, I do want the community to know, and anybody else who's watching, that our boys baseball team, varsity baseball team, has been named conference champs for 2024. Let's give it up for them. Under the leadership of Ryan Mulholland and Andy Sanchez, they led our boys to this fantastic title, and I am told that they have not held that title in over 50 years. I also want to acknowledge Jonathan Cruz, who was named MVP. Many of you may know Jonathan. Jonathan was the young man who threw out the first pitch at our Citi Field game in September. You never know what may inspire scholars. when you give them access and you give them opportunities. And while I don't think that that is the total attribute of he being named MVP, he was already amazing as it is. But just imagine, right, having that opportunity to throw out the first pitch and now being named as MVP, leading your team into the conference champs. So let's give it up for our baseball team one more time. And while we are all in the clapping mood and celebrating, I just would like to once again acknowledge that our school district, and I'm glad that the educators are here, our school district has fully been authorized as an international baccalaureate world school, and I could not be more proud of the high school and their valiant effort under the direction and leadership of Mr. Brendan Gallivan, who co-led, and I have to say co-led, with Ms. Petrelli, from the high school and getting this done. Go ahead, Shahana, go ahead, louder. There you go. Ms. Petrelli for getting this done. This was a long 2-year effort, but we did it, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. On behalf of our scholars, that is an amazing feat. I also wish to acknowledge, since we are acknowledging and celebrating, that there are a group of bestseller authors among us. Some of them are in the crowd sitting here, some of them are on the dais, some of them are watching from home. A group of individuals decided to get together to co-author a book called It Takes a Village to Raise a 21st Century Graduate, the Westbury edition. This book is comprised of over 300 pages, 31 chapters of experiences, expertise, and a display of love for the work that we do for and behalf our community. I strongly suggest that you go to Amazon, check out the book. There are some of the authors are among us, ask for their autograph. They are best-selling authors. We ranked best-selling within 24 hours of the launch of the book, and that is because of those of you who are watching, those of you who are in the audience, and those of you who are out there who just wanted to support this effort. As you know, and I think I shared this with you before, proceeds from the book will continue to support our STEM programs here at our school district. I can't thank our STEM specialists from K through 12, Ms. Muller, our community partners, our industry partners, our alumni, our scholars, our administration team enough for their efforts and for participating in this venture. I could not be more proud of each and every one of you. So let's give it up for those authors. Okay. While I have your attention, I also just want the community to know that we will be celebrating Haitian Flag Day this weekend. We're super excited about celebrating the various cultures that exist in our school district, in particular this weekend, our Haitian community. And so please come out and to Bunkie Reed Park to support this effort and to indulge in the culture. I want to thank the committee for putting this together and to ensure that all of our cultures and ethnicities are celebrated and acknowledged in our school district. We are a school district that believes that our ethnicity and our diversity is our strength. I also want to remind our community that there is a prom giveaway, a prom dress giveaway that will happen May 31st at the Westbury Memorial Library. We encourage our young ladies, our scholars who are interested in grabbing a prom dress just in time for the prom to please go out and to get a free, am I correct, Councilman? Correct. Free prom dress, free prom dress. So please go out and check it out. It's going to be at the Memorial Library. I believe it starts at 11 o'clock. Please, please, please partake. I also want to remind our staff as well as our community, especially our families, that our schools will close on March 24th to commemorate Memorial Day weekend. We will exercise our snow contingency day, and so we will have the Friday 24th off, and of course we return to school on Tuesday, May 28th. I have one final announcement. I just want to share with the community that our central office has done such a, and not just our central office, along with staff and faculty and administrators have done a phenomenal job in reimagining how we offer summer school opportunities. We have structured summer school to make it more accessible to scholars, and we streamline what our offerings may be, and we also, I believe, modernize some of the offerings so that it is more enticing for our scholars to participate. So, our future makers, and as you can see, we are future forward in our thinking. We're thinking about STEM education. We're thinking about preparing our scholars for opportunities that don't quite exist, but making sure that they have an advantage. We will be offering this summer our Summer Academy for scholars with unique learning abilities that will run from July 8th through August 16th. We will also host a Secondary Credit Recovery Summer Academy for middle and high school scholars that will begin July 8th through August 15th. We will also offer a Summer Academy Readiness Academy, a Summer Academic Readiness Academy for high school age English language learners, which will begin July 18th and it will end August 8th. We will also offer a Secondary Credit Recovery Summer Academy for middle and high school scholars that will run from July 8th through August 15th. And I think I said that already. And we will also offer a Summer Academy for interdisciplinary learning. And that academy is going to be quite interesting. It's going to be located at Westbury Middle School, but it's going to be one of those encompassing programs that will include grades 1 through 8th, where it's going to be a well-rounded program where we will focus on anywhere between E&L pathways to science to math, speaking and learning, to so many different activities in STEM. We will share with the community more about our summer offerings. We ask that you please continue to look at our website, our social media, to learn more about our summer offerings. Also be educators and leaders in our summer program. We will be working with Catalyst Academics, and many of you know who they are, in terms of our STEM programs this summer, and we're excited that part of the STEM offerings will include educating our older scholars about artificial intelligence. We recognize that exposing our young people to the benefits and the challenges with artificial intelligence will help them to use it more intelligently and more responsibly. That concludes my report. I'm going to pass it over to our Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations.
Thank you, Dr. Chase. Good evening. We just wanted to remind everyone to come out and vote Tuesday, May 21st. The budget presented represents a 1.1% budget-to-budget increase, or $198,918,211. The board continues its commitment for taxpayer relief by freezing the tax levy at the current year budget. On a side note, the tax levy has also decreased over the last 5 years by 5%. The budget continues enhancing the academic programs, such as the IB that Dr. Chase mentions, PLC for year 2, our Saturday Winds Academy. We continue to enhance our facilities. We encourage you to come out and vote on May 21st. Voting will take place at Westbury Middle School, Drexel Avenue, Park Avenue, and Dryden Street between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. O'Neill. And I just want to underscore that our budget was done with our scholars, our educators, our community in mind, where although we are presenting a 0% tax levy increase, we have here with our scholars. In fact, we are enhancing our program offerings. And so I'm so happy to also recognize, and I think, Dr. Bloom, it's safe to say publicly that every staff member has a job for next year where we did not have to decrease the number of staff members, and I think that that is something that's quite unique on Long Island when you hear that so many people are losing jobs as a result of budget. We were very careful in making sure that we took that into consideration. The board did a phenomenal job in making sure that we saved jobs, but we were also fiscally responsible in doing so. So I want to thank my school board for, again, considering not only our members who are sitting in front of us, but also considering our community, more importantly, considering our scholars and ensuring that they have the best opportunities. So please remember, community, that the vote is May 21st. And I want to say that we probably have one of the best budget offerings that I've seen. So please remember to exercise your right to vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chase. We're now going to move to the part of the agenda where the public has an opportunity to come to the mic and ask a question, make a comment about the Westbury School District. But I'm going to exercise some privilege and ask the representatives, and they've identified themselves as the representatives from the Westbury Muslim community, to come up, and I think they want to make a special presentation at this point. And as they come up, I will just announce for some of you that are curious, with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, the Knicks are up 31-25. For me? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Imran Pasha, and I'm here representing the Westbury Muslim community. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak here today. One of the things that makes Long Island and the Westbury School District inclusive is all the diversity. Our strength is our diversity. What we have recently experienced is the inclusiveness and how accommodating the Westbury School District was during the holy month of Ramadan. All the faculty, staff, everybody were very accommodating with the students who were fasting during the month of Ramadan, and they understand the importance of fasting and also the importance of the holy month of Ramadan. From the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of Westbury Muslim community, we would like to thank for your leadership, Superintendent Dr. Tahira, and the entire team for all the efforts and your leadership. We really thank you so much. We look forward to continue with the same partnership next year. This gesture has left such a positive impression on the kids, so we are really looking forward to have this partnership next year. Thank you.
Come on, Dr. Dickerson, you know you want to go grab some. So thank you so much for that. That's very kind of you, but it's a real, for me, it's a real pleasure to be able to be part of a community like this and a school district like this that is so accepting, not accepting, embracing of our diversity. And that goes back to the founding of the Westbury community and has been maintained for some over 200 years, 248 years. So thank you for recognizing that. And I don't think you mentioned that one of the things that Dr. Chase and her team did was to put up a special commemoration of Eid on our electronic message board. And I started getting texts early that morning thanking me for having put that up. So of course I took all the credit at the time, but I do want to thank Dr. Chase and her team for making that happen, and also for us having the day off this year. And also want to thank the unions that participated and agreed that that was an important holiday for us to recognize and assisted in adjusting the schedule. But thank you for your recognition.
And I just want to take it a step further for the schools that made provision so that our scholars could pray, made provisions where scholars were not exposed to other kids eating lunch when they were fasting so that they didn't feel any type of way, and just providing a sacred private place and respecting. The school district, I have to say that, I've been around a long time. Some of you know that. I know you've Googled me, you know a lot, or you know what Google tells you. And that's a little bit different from sometimes reality. But I've been in about 5, 6 different districts in my career, in my 30-year span career, and I've never seen a district that is so embracing of the variety of cultures and ethnicities that exist. We want everyone to feel safe, to practice whatever religious belief you may have, and for it to be acknowledged. And so even if we have 3 people who may participate and acknowledge in a particular religion, you matter. And so I hope the message is clear that all people matter in this school district and all will be embraced. We're one of the only districts, I think maybe 2, that actually have a dedicated director for diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, and that's Natalie Nelson. I'm not sure if she's here this evening or not, but you know, we have that in place and that structure in place when others don't. And as many of you know, I participate in many panels and present all over the place, and whenever I speak about having a dedicated person, people gasp and say, that does not exist around this country. So Westbury, we are very fortunate. We are doing all the right things by the individuals who are represented in our school district, and let's keep that going. And you are absolutely right. Our strength is our diversity, and that's what we celebrate. Thank you so much for your kind words.
Would anybody else like to come to the mic? Would anybody like some cookies? Right here, come on up.
Wait a minute, one of the children just raised.
Right there, too.
Yeah, a child raised their hand. I think, cookies for the children, everybody.
Come on.
There are
Come on.
children here, come on up.
You'll come,
If
you'll wait
it's
till
okay
later?
with the
Okay.
parents. You gotta make sure it's okay with the parents. Not the big kids, little children. Come on up. I saw your hand raised. Come on up and get a cookie.
Thank you.
Aw. Come on up, sweetie. Bring your brother. Come on. Miss Simmons, I think your baby might be too young for this cookie, but you're more than
wanna bring
welcome to
your
get
bro-
one
okay.
for her.
Okay, Mr.
Welcome so
Thrasher.
much. Come on up.
Come on. You're welcome.
Anybody else?
All these adults are too embarrassed to say they want one. I know. I know.
I know they want a cookie. There's another child here. He's coming up. That's Zanetta Dean's child. Come on up. Looking just like your mama.
Not that one. Enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Ms. Dean, I know you want one. Go on. I won't tell anybody. Would anybody else like to be heard? Wow, where's Chester tonight?
Chester, I saw Chester.
Okay. So we will now move to the voting part of the agenda, and we are going to be voting on a number of resolutions in block, which means we're going to approve them all at one time, with some exceptions. But, sorry? Yes. But there are some, although we'll be voting in block, I just want to call out and recognize some of the people that are being either newly promoted tonight or newly hired. So one of the new, I guess it's a promotion actually, she was just here and she was guarding over the cookies and making sure no adults took them. Ms. Zanetta Dean is being promoted to supervising security guard. Want to give her a big round of applause.
I think Ms. Dingwall wants to make a presentation.
Ms. Dean, I see you've got your rooting team here and never leave home without them. Ms. Dingwall, did you want to say something? Yes. You thought, yeah, no.
Good evening, Madam Superintendent, Board of Education, our beloved community. I would like to commend our leadership for their efforts to promote gender equity.
Oh.
We have 2 females in security. Thank you so much. I have to also acknowledge the great skills of Ms. Dean. She is the first face that the community sees when they visit us. I have received so many compliments on her professionalism. The staff, we feel so safe with her. She is so deserving. And even when our community forgets to come to us with love and grace, Ms. Dean is able to calm them down so that they are ready to receive us. She will be excellent in her new leadership role. We wish her the best. Congratulations, and thank you. Thank you.
Ms. Dean will be working with Supervisor Jennifer Doyle. Jennifer Doyle is our lead supervisor for security, and Ms. Dean is, her title, Ms. Dean is the supervising, no, that's not it. So supervising security guard, so she will be number 2. So congratulations.
Also being promoted to maintainer in the Westbury High School is Mr. Jose Abrego. I think he's here. And then we've got a complete newbie that's joining us, joining the Westbury family. And I want you all to acknowledge her just as warmly as the people that have been here for a while. She's here with her husband, Jean. Her name, though, is Regine Jose. Am I saying that properly? And Ms. Regine will be an administrative officer in our personnel office. Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
And I did say, Jean it is, right? Okay. Well, give Jean a big round of applause also. You're used to taking a bow, aren't you? You know how to do the whole wave thing. Very nice.
Smart man.
So you're not quite hired yet, though, okay? Just got it. We haven't voted yet. And then we're hiring a teaching assistant for the Westbury Middle School, Mr. Frank Cordova. I think Frank. Has he been here? Frank, have you been working here? Oh, okay. I thought maybe you just paid everybody to do that. He's been a student teacher? Oh, okay. Nice to have you back, Frank. Thank you. And as much as we are happy to welcome and congratulate people for their promotion, we have a tinge of sadness as we are going to be have chosen to retire. One of those is Marie Sullen, who I don't believe is here. She's a food service helper. Is Marie here?
Let's give it up for her anyway.
And a teaching assistant, Celesta Antonio. I'm sorry. Celesta, I'm sorry for butchering your name, but we wish you well in retirement. Joining us tonight, retiring security aide, Mr. Paul Gift.
I don't think he's here.
I don't see him, but I've grown accustomed to passing by Powers Lane School in my work and seeing Mr. Gift outside and giving me a big wave, so I'll be sorry to see Mr. Gift go. And then, she's been threatening to leave for many, many years. It might be 10 years that she's been saying she's leaving and just never quite put in the papers. And finally, this is the year she's going to be saying goodbye to us. And with great reluctance, I will be asking the board to vote to approve her retirement. Please give a big round of applause for her many years of service with us. I'll make you wait for it. Ms. Rosa Buffalino. I don't know quite how many years Rosa was in the school district, but she was there when, how many? 32. She's not ashamed to say it. I was just going to say that you were in the school system when my kids were in elementary school, and they are now grown-ups with their own children. So you have stood the test of time. We are sorry to see you go. In addition to being an aide in the school district, you've also gave just great leadership to the SRP group. I'm sure there'll be a replacement for you, but hopefully you'll be around to provide some mentorship. Good luck, and I know we're going to see you in the community anyway. Congratulations to you for reaching that time. Okay. I'm now going to ask for the board to approve a block vote of several items, but before I do that, I'm going to note that the superintendent has asked that we withdraw from consideration tonight items 8C, 8D, 8E, 8F, 8G, 8H, 8I, 8K, 8L, 8M, 8N, 8O, 8P, 8Q, 8R, 8S, 8T, and 8U. And I will ask the district clerk to please repeat that for me. She gave up. No, hope you got that, Beverly? Okay, great. That leaves in the 8th section items 8A, 8B, 8J, and 8V. Okay, and I'm also going to ask in a moment that we table items 11A and 11B, and they will probably be voted on later tonight. May I now have a motion to... Yep. I'm sorry? The numbers that are being withdrawn? Okay. The numbers that are left in Section 8 are 8A, 8B, 8J, and 8V.
Okay, so W and X should be withdrawn also.
I'm sorry, and W and X should be withdrawn as well. Thank you. Okay.
Mr. President, for confirmation, is that A, B, D, and J?
8A, 8B, 8J, and 8V are the remaining resolutions in Section 8.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. May I now have, Regine, the moment's coming soon enough, okay? May I have a motion to approve block voting all the items in Section 5, that's A through M, all the items in Section 6, that's A through I, all of the items in Section 7, that's A through L, the items in 8 are A, B, J, and V, items in 9, 9A, and 9B. In Section 11, I'm asking for a block vote on 11C, and then the last section is Section 13, all the items in Section 13, A through H. May I have a block vote? May I have approval to block vote all of those items? A motion to approve.
So moved.
Been moved by Dr. Dickerson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Quintanilla. It's been moved and seconded. Ayes. Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dr. Dickerson.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. A moment ago, I don't believe that I voted to approve those items for being block voted. So let me vote to approve those items. That motion carries unanimously. My apologies. May I now ask again for a motion to actually approve those items approved for a block vote?
So moved.
Been moved by Trustee Keynes,
Second.
seconded by Trustee Quintanilla. The ayes, Trustee Keynes, Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dickerson.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. You are now hired and you are promoted. May I have a motion to table items 11A and 11B?
You doing them like, so moved?
Been moved by Trustee Keynes.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Quintanilla. Ayes, Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dickerson.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Those two resolutions have been tabled. There's a good likelihood that we will come back after executive session to approve those items. May I now have a motion to go into executive session to discuss items of personnel. We will be in executive session until about 11 o'clock this evening. And before I do that, I think council wants to tell me that I made a mistake somewhere along the line, so I'm going to give them a moment to corroborate that. We're withdrawing them. We to vote to withdraw them? Okay. All right. So before asking for a vote to go into executive session, I am told by council that we need to actually vote to withdraw the items I mentioned before. So can I have a motion now to withdraw items 8C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, W, and X? That's not quite the alphabet, so you elementary school teachers, I
So
apologize.
moved.
Do we have a motion to withdraw those items?
So moved.
Been moved by Dr. Dickerson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Quintanilla. Ayes, Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dr. Dickerson.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. May I now have a motion to go into executive session to discuss items in personnel? We will be in executive session until no later than 11 o'clock. Do I have a motion? I'm sorry, and when we come out of executive session, except for potentially items 11A and 11B, there will be no other votes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Been moved by Trustee Keynes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Quintanilla. Ayes, Trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dr. Dickerson.
Aye.
And I, Robert Troiano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you all. Have a good night. And all of you listening in the audience and perhaps streaming, remember that Election Day for the school budget is next Tuesday, the 21st. And as you go to your cars, the Knicks are now winning 44-33. Okay, thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Can I have a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Keynes. We have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Quintanilla. And Mr. Keynes wanted to get in again, so. Been moved and seconded. Ayes, trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dickerson.
Aye.
And I, Robert Triano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. Before we went to exec, I indicated that we may come out and vote on two resolutions that had been tabled before we go into exec. We are now going to vote on those two, but first I'm going to ask for a motion to untable 11A and 11B.
So moved.
Been moved by,
Second.
been moved by trustee Kane, second by Dr. Dickerson. Been moved and seconded. Ayes, trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dickerson.
Aye.
And I, Robert Triano, vote aye. Motion carries. Those two items are untabled. May I now have a motion to approve 11A and 11B.
So moved.
Been moved by Dr. Dickerson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Keynes, I believe. Been moved. Trustee Quintanilla, thank you. Okay. Been moved and seconded. Ayes, trustee Quintanilla.
Aye.
Trustee Keynes.
Aye.
Trustee Dickerson.
Aye.
And I, Robert Triano, vote aye. Motion carries unanimously. 11A and 11B are passed. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Keynes, seconded by trustee Quintanilla. It's been aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And don't forget to vote in Tuesday's school budget election. And while you're there, cast a vote for your favorite school board trustees running for office on the 21st. Good night.